A lot of you like knives. I got a couple. This is a little Neckerbecker knife. I don't carry a gun in the woods. I don't have a gun because my dad never trusted me with one. But he did with a knife. And I usually wear my knife like on this pack just when I'm camping. Because I hike alone a lot and I frighten people. Notice when I walk up on a group, whether it's day hikers or a whole troop or a bunch of teenagers, there's a lot of this. Oh gosh, the guys are standing in front of the girl, solo guy. Old man walking. And you know, and I do that thing like you do with dogs. You know, I keep about this distance. I lean on my hiking poles, very safe, with my knife poked up. Y'all out here together. But I notice it freaks people out. See a man out in the woods by himself singing and filming himself. By the way, a lot of people ask me about my camera. That's it right there. I shoot all my YouTube videos with a Canon PowerShot 960 SD. And I have this little tripod right here called the Ultra Pod, and it's got a little piece of Velcro, and you can hook it on your hiking pole or hook it on a limb, and you know, sort of setting up shots. I enjoy it. It's like I get to go home and relive my trip. Because when I'm doing it, I'm really not there. I'm never a guy that's really in the moment. I'm a guy that's after the moment. But I'm in the moment. Does that make any sense at all? You know? Yes. Right, I was the kid that saw stuff. All right, I'm an introvert at heart. And by that I mean, it's not like I don't like people. It's just that I see things and I'm overwhelmed. And we'd have like something happen at school when I was in the 8th grade. I'd have to go home, go to my room. Hey, Mom. I'd have to go to my room and go, and that guy like put a chair on his chin and he balanced it. You know? And then he flipped the hat around. And I had to go play it back. So when I video these things, I can show my wife and daughter, and they pretty much do this. They watch about 2 minutes ago. And I kept shooting them. And somehow, I didn't know a thing about YouTube or anything. My daughter just, I said, how do people post their videos on like hammock forums? She said, Dad, you gotta get a YouTube account, put on YouTube. And I got like 7,777, not that many, but 7,400 and something subscribers now. So I don't know if it's good or bad, but it just shows that people are looking to watch stuff. And I don't know if it's the backpacking or I don't really know, but so we're kind of starting to run out of time here, so I'm just going to whip through. There's another great camping pad to use in your hammock or on the ground. That's just the Thermarest Pro. Boom. What else we got here? Great stuff. That's a little tarp I made myself. Weighs 14 ounces. Cool. It's cool. Go long. Ready? Hit me, bud. Hit me. Oh, you. Oh. I never hang the tarp right away because I like to throw it away.
I'm open.
Great water bottle to carry. It's an Nalgene collapsible. You don't have to have any water in it. You just got it in your pack for when you need water. Capiche? I don't like to carry water. Water's heavy. Water weighs a lot. So when I go, I think about water management. Sometimes I lose out on that. I'll always carry a little bit. I always have some in this bottle right here that I carry. And I'll have about a half of another bottle. And I'm dependent on creeks or rivers to be running. So there's a lot of hiking where I'm kind of going. And I always work out. But I don't like to carry water. So if I get to a place and I need to kind of bulk up on water, I can keep that in my pack. That's a really handy little thing. Clothes bag. I'm not going to go into clothes. That would be its own show. Let's just say it's layering. Don't sweat. You'll figure out, if you're cold or too hot, you'll figure out what works for you. This is a hammock. This is a blackbird hammock, which is one of those hanging right there. That doesn't take up a lot of real estate in your pack. Okay. Because it's important to invest and find equipment that's small and light that you can pick in, have your pack where you go, I can carry that comfortably, walk really well, and still afford a luxury or two, like a candle lantern, or I like, maybe an extra, I like whatchamacallit bars and little peppermint patties. So if I get all my other stuff light, I can bring a lot of candy. Because a man likes candy in the woods. Now, this is a bug net that I have for my hammocks that don't have a bug net built in like that one.
What does it do?
That's 7 ounces. This is my underquilt. All right, a lot of people don't know what we talk about when we talk about underquilts. This is one I made myself. This one's good to about 30 degrees. It's down. And what this does, think of it as the bottom of a sleeping bag. And it hangs on the outside of the hammock underneath. So it's underneath you in the hammock, pressed up against you, insulating your back and buttocks. And then, you know, we use top quilts, which is, there's a little less material than a sleeping bag. And that's mainly saving weight. Because when you're laying on down, it compresses, so it's no good. So you have this top quilt kind of tucked around you to about there. And then this underneath you. And I tell you what, it doesn't matter where I camp, I'm hanging the same every time. And I'm kind of a loner, so when all the tent people are like pitching the air and they're all going to be friendly, I'm kind of like the old wolf that goes back here in the woods. The injured elephant. And I kind of hang way back there and I don't have to hear a bunch of old men snoring. That's annoying. I'm not a snorer, I'm a puffer. I'm going to show you a top quilt right here. This is a 30-degree top quilt. That'll probably get me. Yeah. And the top quilt, as you can see, right? It's just like a sleeping bag, but it's open in the back. So when I get in it, I'm going to take a little nap now. I'm in my hammock on the ground, and I just got it. Get it off.
You're lying down on your slobber.
My arms are inside. Testing, testing. Boy, it stinks under here. And then I've got that underquilt underneath me. And this weighs, this is 17 ounces. Where, you know, 30 degree, it's significantly lighter than a sleeping bag. But you don't have to have one of these. A lot of people just wriggle into their sleeping bags, or you just unzip your sleeping bag and use it in the same fashion. Yeah, you know, like I said, not rocket science. I use hiking poles. Got to have them. I know we're getting late here. I'm going to just show them one more thing, I think. We okay? 5 minutes? 2 minutes? Thumbs up? All right, Mr. Lawless. Rain jacket. Always have your rain gear. Because when you don't bring it, it's going to rain. And it's just a wind chill. These are rain pants that are about 20 years old. I love them. They're my winter hiking pants. They zip all the way up the side. This is a hammock I made myself. This is my favorite hammock. I call it Green Bean. A lot of you might be able to come up here and take a look at this hammock up here. Hammocks are easy to make. There's a lot of ways to suspend them. Again, a couple of you tonight might win this book that's going to tell you a lot about hammocks. That's my tea candle lantern. It just uses, you know, when you go in there and you take your wife's tea candles and your grandma, my mother-in-law's, all of her Christmas candles. You know, these little tea candles, they call them, that you see at the fancy parties. They burn about 4 hours. And it's sort of like those other candle lantern lights, but it's just smaller. It's just, and you've just got one tea candle in there. And it's real light. And when I'm backpacking solo, it's my little friend. I often don't build a fire because I'm lazy. And that little flame right there is enough to make it so I don't cry. When it's dusk and get that lonely time of night, that hour before it gets dark, and I'm out there going, why am I out here alone? Why do I think this is fun? Why don't I have friends? And then when it's totally dark, you feel a lot better. And that's a luxury item. On long trips, I don't bring it because I don't want to carry the extra candles. But I call a Pop-Tart trip like a 2 or 3 night trip because I carry Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts are heavy. And I get sick of them in 5 days. But for about 2 or 3 nights, Pop-Tarts in the morning with your coffee. You guys probably don't drink coffee, do you? Or is it a whole new generation? You got Sanka. Right. This is another tarp. This is a Cuban fiber tarp. This is a huge tarp. And it's like, it doesn't weigh anything. Feel that, sir? That's a full 11-foot long tarp. 8 feet across. It has no weight.
Really?
It costs $350. So it's got weight somewhere. Remember, there's a price to pay for everything. Okay? And if any of you want to come over to, you know, if you're up here after the show, I'll let you pick it up and just feel how light it is. Food bag. I use an Earth sack. It's a Kevlar bag. Again, it's a lazy thing. All I got to do is take my food, put it in here. There's a certain little way to lash it up, go over to a tree. I can just tie it off on the tree with a square knot, and I'm done. I don't have to go. Because you know what that thing, hanging a bear bag, you either get it the first time or it takes you 38 throws. Now, a bear can get to this. They don't have thumbs, so they can untie it. They can crush your food, but they can't get it. And I don't care if it's crushed. My Pop-Tarts are already a mess. This saves me a chore. Gives me a little more lollygagging time. Alcohol stove, a brass light. That's one you can buy. If any of you are interested, a Trangia, white box stove, a Graham Weenie stove. Those are alcohol stoves that you don't make yourself. A little different deal. They're not for everybody. And I'm going to show you just one last thing here that I find to be my favorite and handiest piece of camping equipment. Also in my bag, I'm sure a lot of you do this, I got a plastic sack in there that I keep all my down in. Just, it's redundancy plan, I call it. And one of the things I love the most are these right here. They're also the dumbest looking thing. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. There's some down sleeves you can add to a down vest. The two together weigh 3 ounces, all right? So you can sort of, like on some trips, not carry a big parka. Have your vest, your layers. You got these. When I'm laying in the hammock in the morning, I put them on while I'm having my breakfast. You can slip them on over your feet if your feet are cold. If you're just cold at night standing around, darling, you can use them as a muff where you're just standing around, put your hands in them like that. But I use them as a pillow. I play around with them in camp. I won't even show you what I do. I put them on my head and do stuff. I pretend I'm climbing Everest here. Did you see Everest? But what I do the most with them, and I was just on a -1 trip about 3 weeks ago, and a lot of times I'm warm everywhere, but I get kind of a sweaty butt when I hike. And I get to camp, and I'm setting up camp, and my underwear's just a little bit damp. And if you ever camped and just everywhere, just your buttocks is kind of chilly? This is why nobody uses my down sleeves, because I slip them into my pants like that. I do it. And I feel, right now, I'm on fire. And I'm not using them. They totally warm me up. And, you know, the thing is, a lot of your gear can be multiple use. And these are like 15 uses, all right? So I know we're getting a little long and we got some giveaways here and some stuff to do. So I want to thank, you know, I could go on for 2 hours about this, and hopefully sometime I'll be able to come back and just talk to those of you interested maybe about just some gear and stuff, because enough of the shenanigans. But thank you very much for having me, everybody.